Steven Spielberg is an American filmmaker. A major figure of the new Hollywood era and pioneer of the modern blockbuster, he is the most commercially successful director in film history. Born December 18, 1946, age 77 years, Cincinnati, Ohio. Upcoming movie, untitled Steven Spielberg film. Net worth, $4.8 billion, 2024, Forbes. Children, Sawyer Spielberg, Michaela George Spielberg, more. Spouse, Kate Capshaw, M. 1991, Amy Irving, M. 1985 to 1989. Height, 5'8". Steven Spielberg net worth $4.8 billion. Early life and background. Spielberg was born on December 18, 1946, in Cincinnati, Ohio. His mother, Leah née Posner, later Adler, 1920 to 2017, was a restaurateur and concert pianist, and his father, Arnold Spielberg, 1917 to 2020, was an electrical engineer involved in the development of computers. His immediate family were Reform Jewish/Orthodox Jewish. Spielberg's paternal grandparents were Jews from Ukraine. His grandmother Rebecca, maiden name Chechik, was from Sudolkiv, and his grandfather Shmuel Spielberg was from Kamianets-Podilskyi. Shmuel escaped to Cincinnati in 1906 to avoid being drafted into the Russian army, and he brought his fiancée Rebecca there in 1908. Spielberg has three younger sisters, Anne, Sue, and Nancy. In 1952, his family moved to Haddon Township, New Jersey after his father was hired by RCA. Spielberg attended Hebrew school from 1953 to 1957, in classes taught by Rabbi Albert L. Lewis. Career: 1969 to 1974 early film and television work. Spielberg's professional debut was directing segments for the 1969 pilot episode of Night Gallery, scripted by Rod Serling and featuring Joan Crawford. Initially there was skepticism from Crawford and studio executives regarding Spielberg's inexperience. Despite Spielberg's efforts to implement advanced camera work techniques, studio executives demanded a more straightforward approach. His initial contributions received mixed responses, leading Spielberg to briefly step back from studio work. Joan Crawford, reflecting on her collaboration with Spielberg, recognized his potential, noting his unique intuitive inspiration compared to more seasoned directors. She expressed her appreciation for Spielberg's talent in a note to him and also communicated her approval to Rod Serling, emphasizing Spielberg's promising future in the industry. Crawford's endorsement highlighted Spielberg's early recognition in Hollywood despite initial hesitations regarding his experience. In the early 1970s, Spielberg unsuccessfully tried to raise financing for his own low-budget films. He turned to writing screenplays with other writers, and then directing television episodes. These included the series Marcus Welby, M.D. The Name of the Game, LA 2017, Columbo, Owen Marshall, Counselor at Law and the Psychiatrist. Although unsatisfied with this work, Spielberg used the opportunity to experiment with his techniques and learn about filmmaking. He earned good reviews and impressed producers. He was earning a steady income and relocated to Laurel Canyon, Los Angeles. Personal life. Spielberg met actress Amy Irving in 1976 when she auditioned for Close Encounters of the Third Kind. After meeting her, Spielberg told his co-producer Julia Phillips, "I met a real heartbreaker last night." Although she was too young for the role, she and Spielberg began dating and she eventually moved into what she described as his bachelor funky house. They broke up in 1979. In 1984, they renewed their romance and married in November 1985. Their son, Max, had been born on June 13 of that year. In 1989, the couple divorced. They agreed to live near each other to share custody of their son. Their divorce settlement is one of the most expensive in history. Spielberg met actress Kate Capshaw when he cast her in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. They married on October 12, 1991. Capshaw converted to Judaism before their marriage. Spielberg said he rediscovered the honor of being a Jew when they married. He said, "Kate is Protestant and she insisted on converting to Judaism. She spent a year studying, did the mikveh, the whole thing. She chose to do a full conversion before we were married in 1991, and she married me after becoming a Jew. I think that, more than anything else, brought me back to Judaism. He credits her for the family's level of observance. "This shiksa goddess has made me a better Jew than my own parents," he said. He and his family live in Pacific Palisades, California, and East Hampton, New York.